Let's get Dez Bryant's thoughts on the George Pickens move. There's been a lot of Dez comparisons in terms of, now, they're different type of builds.
Mm-hmm.
Dez more of a beast. Pickens is leaner, lankier, probably a little more flexible in the air. Dez is going to be your power forward and go up over the top of you. I think of Pickens more as your small forward. But Dez Bryant hopped on the NFL Network, and there has been comparisons between the two because of the emotion.
Right.
Because of the outbursts. Dez Bryant gave his thoughts.
I love Pickens' attitude. You know, it's for a guy like Pickens, it's easy for him to be misunderstood. You know, for the guys who actually played the game, that know the game of football, understands exactly where Pickens is coming from. You know, he'll playmaker. He wants the ball. You know, and, you know, when you got a guy like that with such a raw talent, you got to get him the ball. You know, and Pittsburgh, you know, they didn't do a great job of doing that. You know, matching him up with a guy like CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, with an elite offense. You know, the sky's up for him. You know, we're going to see this guy do damage.
Love the clip. Fantastic. Dez Bryant completely signing off and saying, you got to understand, you have to have played to understand his mentality and our mentality. So there you go.
It's very hard to play a game of emotion without emotion. You know, the best can harness it. The best can utilize it. They can let it set. They can set it free, but also harness it when you need to. But look, I mean, we're also talking generally about people in their early 20s who are not necessarily always, you know, you mature. You mature. If Dez were to go out and play football at 40 years old, you know, he may not be the same. I mean, it's still in there, but he may also be able to control it a little bit easier. Pickens is in that same situation. He's a young kid, and he plays with emotion. Playing with emotion's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's, I guess, sometimes if you don't have that strong leader as a quarterback, that it can get in the way.
And, of course, now we have to rank the wide receiver duos and see where the Cowboys stack up.
All right, so, you know, I was going into this. All right, I see this article. All right, let's see. I know that Cincy will be up there, Minnesota, Detroit, Philadelphia.
Now, is this ranking the wide receivers or the pass-catching units, which would include the tight end and maybe even a third wideout?
It's just the two wideouts.
All right.
Okay, so just the wide receiver duos. I was like, all right, you know, let's see Rams with Puka and Devontae, and Miami with Tyreek and Waddle, and Evans and Chris Godwin. So let's see where they are. At number 10, it is...
It took me a second there to say Puka and Devontae.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah.
Jacksonville at 10. They're already putting Travis Hunter up there, and then Brian Thomas.
And by the way, Dez Bryant in that interview said, I thought of Travis Hunter first and foremost as a wide receiver. So he signed off on him as a wideout as well.
All right, very good. Tampa at 9, Evans and Godwin. That's a good duo to be. If that's number 9, then the tops better be really, really good.
Yes.
8, Washington. Scary Terry and Debo.
Okay.
All right.
Not going to get a ton of explosiveness there out of them.
I agree. Miami at 7, Tyreek and Waddle.
Yeah, for now.
Rams at 6, Puka and Devontae.
Okay.
Detroit at 5, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams.
Man, if they're at 5, holy moly.
At 4 is the Dallas
Cowboys.
Yep, Lamb and Pickens at 4.
Wow.
The write-up, the newest pairing of them all might be Dak's best wide receiver duo since Lamb briefly worked alongside Amari. Lamb is as good as they get, excelling as a high-profile, high-volume weapon amid quarterback injuries. Pickens is an acrobatic deep ball artist, albeit with a volatile temperament. Minnesota at 3, Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Cincy at 2, and Philadelphia at 1, AJ and Devontae Adams. Philadelphia at number
AJ
1.
Devontae Smith.
What did I say? Oh, yeah, Devontae Smith. I don't know why I said that.
You know, I don't know about Philadelphia at 1.
I think Cincy's better than them, their duo. I think Miami, again, you know, it's for now, is better. I mean, it's a good duo.
Like, how good has Devontae Smith been? Have we expected more from him? Last year he had
68 for 833 and 8 touchdowns on 89 targets. So,
oh, man, and a couple years before, 81 and 95. Okay, it didn't feel like he had that many catches. You know, CD is better than A.J. Brown. So what can Pickens be? compared to Devontae Smith. I guess we got to see it first, but there's some other wide receiving duos I would rather have on here than Phillies. I'd take Addison and Jefferson over Philadelphia.
Yeah, I would too.
Bobby would probably crap on Higgins if you wanted to combine Jamar and T.
I don't get the Higgins hate. Now,
they're not hating, but...
And now if you want to say that he doesn't catch a high percentage of his throws, which, he had 73 receptions on 109 targets. Like, that's a lot of targets to only have 73 receptions. I mean, he probably should be...
Well, he's got a bum at quarterback.
Yeah. Well, he probably should be closer to 80 or high, 80 plus, 80 to 88, somewhere in there on 109 targets.
That's a pretty good list. The only thing I would really question could be number one. Really?
Yeah. And it's the same dope, Cody Benjamin, who had Dak 14th and Jaden Daniels number one.
Oh, this was his list.
Same guy. So it's like he lost his mind.
Yeah.
Found it and did a new list.
Okay, so... Or he put that out first, realized he needed the troll, so I don't know which one came first. Bucky Brooks has the wide receiver units, the receiving units at NFL.com. He's including the tight ends, though. So number one is Cincinnati for him. Number two is Philadelphia, when you include Goddard. Number three is Minnesota. Number four is Tampa Bay. Number five, the Rams, when you talk about Atwell and Higbee at tight end. Number six is Detroit. Number seven is Miami. Number eight is the Dallas Cowboys. Here's what he wrote. Bucky Brooks also does work DallasCowboys.com. The blockbuster that happened thrust the Cowboys into the conversation as one of the most dangerous pass-catching groups heading into next year. Schottenheimer's offense had a much-needed complement for CeeDee Lamb. Had that need, and now you have it. Pickens should help alleviate the burden on Lamb while giving Dak the deep threat needed to punish the defense for tilting the coverage in 88's direction. This will likely force opponents to utilize more two-deep coverages, leading to increased opportunities for Jake Ferguson to make plays between the hashes. Given Pickens' success when having free access to roam downfield, the former Steeler has a chance to help the offense maximize its potential with Dak surrounded by high-end playmakers on the perimeter.
It might open up some running lanes, too, if you got to have more attention to the wideouts, But, does it say on the Bucky list where they would have been before the trade?
No.
Because I wonder, were they a bottom 10 wide receiver unit?
Oh, bottom 10.
Were they? I don't know. Or bottom third? Even if you factor in the tight end, where would they rank? Clearly outside the top 15. Clearly outside the top 15 before this.
Yeah, so they just crack his top 8, and that's where we stand. A week after this happened, I feel really excited
I do too.
And good about it right now.
I do too. Yeah, the more you dig in, it's also, look, and we were talking about this earlier, it's really hard to judge a wide receiver without a quarterback. Really, really hard. And yes, you're right, Justin Jefferson can change a lot of things. But he's also getting 175 targets a year, right, or something close to it. It's just very difficult, especially when that guy is getting a lot of attention. Backup quarterbacks generally are risk averse. They're not thrown into double coverage. They're not utilizing wideouts to their best capabilities. So it's just hard to judge them. I say for the coaches, but we'll see. Now he's got a quarterback who is a good player. Dak's a good quarterback. No matter all the hate he gets, he's still a really good quarterback. Now it's about putting that production out there.
And right now, my big worry, by the way, the breaking news that happened at 6:40 this morning, Cowboys-Eagles opening night. So the Eagles unveil the banner September 4th, Thursday night, and the Dallas Cowboys will be in town right here on this radio station. My big concern about the Cowboys now, I'm like, all right, how high and how good does the defense have to be in order to get back to a 12-win season and some real playoff damage? Because that's my worry now over to the defensive side.
Yeah. I think if you want to be a 12-win team, you generally need to have a defense, somewhere around the top half. You're going to struggle because you're not going to have the offense. First of all, this team, Dak's going to miss at least a game. You know that every year. That's just the nature of where he is now. He's missed a game every year for the last 5 years. He's going to miss some time. So you need the defense to step up, especially in his absence. And then you're going to have games where, as Sham would call them, this game is drunk. These are drunk games. And the Washington game was like that last year. The first one, the one up there. It was a nutty football game. So you're going to have that. I mean, the defense is going to have to pick up basically where it left off at the end of the season.
And Dak needs to stay healthy.
He's got to stay healthy.
It would suck if you get all this excitement, all these possibilities, offensive line rejuvenated, and then he can't stay healthy.
Right. Or he's not ready for the start of the season, which he should be. With his hamstring, he should be. But could he play a 16-game schedule today? Probably not. But that is going to be something. Does that affect? You throw your legs. That affect the throwing.